Welcome to Chat-athon, Muttiah Muralitharan.
Thanks.
My first question actually starts from your childhood. So I read up a little bit and did some research on your life, and I figured out that your first years were in Natharam Potta Candy. That's where you had your childhood. So can you tell us a little bit about your childhood? Was it fun? Some things about your childhood, please?
Yeah, definitely it's fun because we are a joint family. So we had a big family. My father, father's brother, sister, all together. Mostly about all the houses are close by, and they are about my cousin brothers and sisters nearly close, about 20 around. And it was interesting period when I was young, and then only started playing cricket with my cousin brothers. So that's why I learned a bit in the softball cricket when you're playing in the backyard, and also mainly paddy fields, because it's like at the time was it's not a big town, it's a small town, and a lot of paddy fields, and the biggest river in the country goes through there, so it's a lovely place.
So the other interesting thing I discovered was that you had this close relationship with your grandparents, Perisami, Chinnasamy, and your grandmother, and they were actually very interested in your successes till very late, in the recent late past as well. So what is interesting, interesting question I wanted to ask you was there anything they taught you in your childhood which you think has helped you become successful?
No, not really, because cricket is not known by our family at all.
Okay.
Because my grandfather lived till about 103, and grandmother lived about 198. So when I'm playing early years of international cricket, they were looking at, then only they got interested. But I learned my cricket with my cousins, playing a little bit, and then I went to hostel age of 6, and till age of 18 I was in the hostel in St. Anthony's College. So from there only I learned my cricket, because there were about 600 students, because age year 6, age 6 to 18 years boys were there in different sections.
Sure. So
you learn there is a play time. So in that time you can play anything. So some are interested in football, some are interested in the grounds are available, facilities are available. So I started playing cricket there.
You mentioned that actually many of your family members didn't know cricket, especially your grandparents, etc. And I also understand that yours was a business family. So wasn't there a pressure on you? Didn't your family tell you, why are you pursuing cricket? Why don't you pursue business instead?
See, business means it's not a big business, because at the time my father and father's brother had a confectionery biscuit. It's very small.
Okay.
In 70s, it's not, you have to see, it's not big as you think nowadays. The confectionery machinery is a small time business, and they were developed from 1954 onwards.
Yeah.
And my grandfather was basically a farmer in India, south of India, and he had a lot of lands. And then he came back to 1920s when the Britishers came to our country and lived there. And then my father's brother moved to Kandy, and we all moved to Kandy. So like that happened. So it's basically a farming family, plus then got into business. So the business went really well after about 1980s.
Okay. So when Sunil Fernando found you, he's been quoted saying that when he came and told you that you should actually come for practice, you said, I got to go check with my mummy. So is it that you were close to your mom? Were you mama's boy in some way, or it was just something that you meant that you were going to ask your parents?
Not really like that, because I was in the hostel. So anything you want to go for a private practice, so if someone is asking to come, first you have to get the warden's approval.
Sure.
Going there, because warden is more important, and then warden will ask a question, my parents, whether you are interested to send these boys to go to the playing. So when Sunil Fernando came, when I'm playing, say the boys cricket with the softball, and he thought I might have some talent, and he said, why not join and come for practices. So then obviously I have to ask my mother first, and then the warden has to give permission, then only we can play.
So I assume obviously that your parents were agreeable to you going and playing
Yeah,
cricket.
because they were supported me every way, because we 4 brothers, so all age group is not much, because 2 years. So 2 went to St. Anthony's, and I was the eldest, and 2 went to Trinity College. So Trinity College, 2 boys went to from home, and other 2, myself and my second brother, went to St. Anthony's
Interesting.
hostel.
So when you started playing cricket, I believe you were a medium pacer earlier. When you started off, you were kind
Yeah,
of...
obviously, because when you start, you pull medium pace. Now spin is hard thing to do.
Sure.
But when time comes, because you're not tall enough and not generating much of pace, then so many friends, why not do ball cutters? So I thought, okay, I'll try in the practice, and I tried. It works. Then became a spinner.
But did you have any role models at that time in terms of cricketing heroes? Either from Sri Lanka or from anywhere around the world, did you have any particular
See,
role
heard
model?
about cricket teams. No, not much about. We don't know at those times. No TV.
Yeah.
It's hardly see TV, because when we are young, and matches also not shown in the TV. Hardly you see a TV match.
Yeah.
So because we couldn't see many players, only we used commentaries and names wise,
Yes.
because we don't know the player who it is and all. But name wise we know, because you're listening to commentary, because
Sure.
BBC listening commentaries. That's also hardly used to listen. So over the period of when I'm playing under 15, under 17, then it came, and then I loved way with Richards. I've seen some
Yeah.
clips, and I thought way his attitude and way he's amazed by his batting. So that is my biggest.
So Richards was one of
Yeah,
your biggest,
yeah.
idols, if you
Yeah.
might, but no bowling idol as such.
Not really.
Oh, that's interesting. That's a very interesting thing. So when you played cricket later on with Sunil Fernando, did you find that things changed in terms of the way your game shaped up?
See, with Sunil Fernando, till under 15 I stayed with him. After 15, different coaches comes, because he's in the junior level. So he taught me how to play cricket first. Then automatically you keep on learning with other coaches as well. So there are a few coaches also came along with. And you never thought you play for the country or what you achieve. But at the time, the passion is just to play cricket and enjoy yourself.
Yes.
So I enjoyed myself, and I only want to play for my school. So that's my ambition. So I somehow tried hard and played for the school. While playing, I got opportunities to play, because I was very good when I was 16, 17 years old. Then I was taking a lot of wickets. So then I made the name.
And that's exactly my next question. When did the real passion for cricket start? I mean, is it a function of the fact that you started taking wickets and therefore passion got triggered? Or is it that you were already having a certain kind of passion and then that gave you the force to go and take the wickets? I mean, what came first in your mind?
The passion came when I played age of 7 itself.
Yes.
Because it is without passion, you know that you don't enjoy the game. So it didn't come how you perform or not.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is, how you want to be as a cricketer. And it's those days not professionalism much. And it's all about enjoying yourself and enjoying the game and the passion for the game. So that matters more than anything else. So the passion came at the time.
That's quite interesting, actually, especially since if you look at the rest of the subcontinent, many teams and many players were spurred on in terms of passion by what they saw on TV. Whereas you're saying that there wasn't that much TV, but you actually played the game and found passion in the game. Is that right?
See, the passion, you don't have to see the game.
Yeah.
Right? That is just you have to, passion comes through, you want to enjoy something. So I thought cricket is one sport I will enjoy. So other sport is rugby. So those 2 sports I loved more than anything else.
Okay. You played more international matches than you played first class matches, from what I understand. So during your first class career in cricket, did you find, were there people who actually supported you to get to the next level? And who were those people?
See, it's not about, when I was school, I played first class cricket.
Yeah.
I joined the Sri Lankan team because I was 18 years old. Then 19 years old, when I was in school, I toured to England. They took me to England for Scots because I was performing. Before that, I played against Australian Academy and I got a lot of wickets, and against England A1 two-day match I played,
Yeah.
and I got a lot of wickets in that. So they thought I have the talent and picked it, because when I joined the club, East Tamil Union Club, in 1991 especially, so I performed well all season, because that's the season I played whole season, mostly matches. Then after that I got into the international side. Hardly you play a match because you not there, because you play with so many tours you go and so many times. At the time, 92, 93, 94, 95, Sri Lanka got a lot of matches.
Okay.
So at the time I was in and out of the squad, but I was still playing some first class cricket and most of the time international. So that's why even when I played my whole 20 years of career, and less 4-day cricket and then test cricket.
Arjuna Ranatunga introduced you that way to international quality cricket. Was this experience an invaluable experience for you, this first tour?
See, Arjuna introduced me to the test match first.
Yeah.
But before that, I went with Aravinda as a captain, 1991,
Okay.
to England.
Okay.
So that's what he was talking about. I took a briefcase and the ball. Yeah, because you are nervous a little bit when you go in the first tour. When you are 18 years, you don't know you've never been played in outside of Sri Lanka. So everyone's scared about it's going to be cold and you won't be hold the ball. So first you get down and see whether is it that cold to hold the ball. So that's the experience. Always you have to try and see
Yes.
when you get down.
Yeah.
So that's they made as a joke.
Okay. But afterwards, you were returned to England as part of the test team, and I think you and Chaminda Vaz played a very important role in that particular series. And I think that was the first time Sri Lanka won in England, and you played a crucial
That
role.
is a long time away.
Yes.
Because I started playing 1992 Test cricket.
Okay.
91 first tour. This was 1998 you're talking about.
Okay.
So many years back, about 7 years, 8 years.
And what was your first tournament first time you played Test cricket in England? What was it like?
So first time in England, I played in 1998 only, because before that I would have played many matches.
Correct.
Many countries, and before, so 1998 when I was almost near 200 wickets,
Yes.
Test wickets, so I played a lot. So it's 1998 only. So I think England, 1995 I was familiar because I went to first tour in 1991. I played 2 county games, I couldn't get any wickets. Then I went 1995 with Aravinda, he was playing for Kent, and I played for a club in England called Leicester, Ivanhoe in Leicester. So I played about 10 matches for them, for league matches. So I had the experience whatever when I'm playing in 98, because I played in England as well, because as a league.
Great. One of the things I heard Kumar and Mahela say in some interviews was that you had some goals in your mind in terms of records, and while you always kept the country first, and country came first and the team came first, but somewhere in the back of your mind there were also these goals. Is that I mean, how did you have goals? Did you keep annual goals? Did you keep goals series by series? Did you have goals match by match?
No, you want to perform well first.
Yeah.
When a series starts, you have a goal, because you can't go straight away and think, okay, whatever happens, it happens. So
Yeah.
you have to make sure that always, I think if a 3 test match series, I want to end up taking more than 15 wickets. That's my goal. And try to get in the first wicket much as possible, first match. Then the pressure is less for me, then other 2 matches automatically I'll get more wickets. So that's my goal, and automatically when I take wickets, the matches also normally we win a lot.
Yes.
So that comes, and it's not thinking about taking records and records, but it's thinking about how many wickets you're going to get in the series, and how you're going to win the series.
So you actually had a plan in terms of a number of wickets for the series.
Yeah, in any test match, anyway I go, I target 15, at least 15 wickets in a three test
And that's a
matches.
3 test match series.
Yes, at least.
At least 15 wickets per series.
Yeah.
That's
If I don't take, I will be disappointed. If I take, I'm happy.
Great. And Australia. Obviously, Australia has a very important role to play in your life. I mean, there were so many interesting incidents which happened in Australia. Also, later on, you played the Big Bash in Australia, and eventually there were a couple of matches or one particular series where you were even the bowling coach of the Australian team. I just want to revisit those moments in Australia just to get a sense of what you were feeling at that time. I saw an interview where you said that when this happened, you were surprised. But, you know, weren't you feeling, when this happened, did you feel scared? Did you feel what's going on here? And did you feel that, you know, this is a stressful situation, where does my career go from here? Did you feel that way?
No, because I was early stage of my career, and also I played only maybe 10, 15 test matches, maybe close to about 60, 70 wickets have taken. Then I didn't feel that way, because I thought it's in Australia, no other country happened, and the umpires keep on calling, and the Emerson called for leg spin as well.
Yeah.
So that means they are not seeing, before they prepared themselves to do this. So I'm not scared, and the support came from Arjuna so much, and the board at the time, and we want to prove them they are wrong. So whatever test available, and we went there, and we did that. So at the time, it was nervous because I was a young player.
Yeah,
so
the first time it happened, I could, when you see that video, you kind of looked flustered a little bit, saying, what are they calling for? Because even the commentators didn't seem to know that.
Yeah, but thing is, that's the way you never expect it. But once you happen, so you put it to the captain rather than you handling it. I'm a very young player, I couldn't handle it. So Captain Arjuna handled it better than anyone else. So Arjuna made sure that he was wrong. So I bowled leg spin in the one-day game, and they called. That means they are playing. So then we went and did some test in Western Australia itself, and proved it they are wrong. So always you have a chance to prove. So
Then it happened again. The second time it happened. Were you expecting this? The second time?
Yeah, because Emerson was called before also 1995. So 99, when he comes to the match, if he doesn't call, he looks like an idiot. So we expected it was going to happen. So if he does the same, we knew. Then I bowled whole 10 overs, the match leg spin. So Arjuna, we tried to boycott the match, Arjuna, and took a step. Then we stayed back in the ground and played the match.
Historical moment in cricket in many ways, because I do remember in India, especially where I come from, both you and Arjuna Ranatunga were really hailed as heroes. You for having the courage to continue to do what you did in terms of the bowling, and Arjuna for having the courage to take on, at that time, what was considered the might of the Aussies. And I think to date, Arjuna is considered as a big hero in India for that. What were your emotions about what your captain did for you?
See, before we knew, because he's going to umpire, then what other steps we're going to take. So Arjuna was a great captain, and he supported what he thought, I'm doing nothing wrong. So if they're trying to disturb us, and we fight it back. So what he did is, we're not going to be like 95, we're going to stay back and whatever do, and keep on testing, and done all the tests, and everything has proven, ICC has approved. So why is he keep on coming and doing this? So that's why he went back, and at the time, then manager said not to walk away, and they discussed. Then we continued, and then I bowled leg spin and finished the match. So we won the match as well, and because of this reason, Arjuna got suspended for 2 matches. But I think no other captain would have done it in real life, because it is he thought at the time that the way he should back the players, and that's why we won the World Cup also 1996, because of his leadership, because he was so good, because so many times we came close, we couldn't, because as a great captain, and everyone believe on him that he will support the players, so players gives 100%. So I think best captain I played under, and he brought a lot of glories for Sri Lanka cricket winning the 96. 96 has changed everything in our life of Sri Lankan cricket. So we should have a big thank to him and the whole team of 96 because they made it Sri Lankan, the cricketers a stronger unit future to come.
You actually said you knew this was going to happen and there was a kind of a thought you guys had that this is likely to happen. Why do you think they did this? Was it in your mind, was it a plan from the Australian system to kind of create a situation?
You should go and ask them, not me. I don't know.
Okay. I was doing an analysis of the statistics, and correct me if I'm wrong, sir, because this is an analysis I did of the stats of your performances versus teams in terms of bowling performances. And it seems like as if somehow the Australians somehow have performed the best against you in terms of your own statistics. I mean, you performed brilliantly against all teams and even against Australia. But as a comparative of all the teams and in terms of your bowling performance, did this affect you in any way in Australia? Do you think that had a role to play in some?
No. Australia was last when I started playing cricket 91, 92 till I finished almost in 2010.
Yes.
Right. I finished in 2011 till 2008, 7, 8. Unbeatable sides. Australia produced,
yes,
home and away. Great players, great cricketers, and all been legends played in one team. I think only comparison you can compare this team to this West Indies era, 70s. So Australia had better than the West Indies era in 90s and 2000. At least 2006, 7.
So you think that's because they were really good players? I mean, great players.
You can't say great, they're greater than that because they were so good. And even the Finch players are better than you get in other countries' players. So they were very good. So I got a lot of wickets against them in Sri Lanka because I played only about maybe 3 test matches. 2 and 1, 2 and 2, 4 test matches they played in Australia. That also 2 test matches during this no ball.
Yes.
And then 2 test matches in the end in 2006 or 7 I played 2 test matches there, 2007 series. 2008 I think. So in between I didn't play against them, but I played in Sri Lanka and got a lot of wickets against them. So when it comes statistically, they were good because of both reasons. One is I didn't play many against them in Australia, and other one is they were one of the best sides ever. I would say in the history.
Yeah.
Best side they had.
But you're convinced. I mean, as a human, I would think if someone puts me under so much pressure in a situation like this, it would in some way impact my performance. But you don't think this kind of a thing had a real impact in terms of how you approach the cricket game?
No, game is enjoy, just play. Some results, something you can control and something is uncontrollable. So those things are, when some umpire is calling you, checking, I can't control that. I can't say go and stop doing that.
Yeah, correct.
So whatever I can control, I try hard.
Yes.
Whatever I can't, just leave it.
That's a fantastic philosophy. Yeah. And I think that's a life philosophy for most things in the world as well.
Yeah, because some things you can't control. Because everything, if you can control, you are a superhuman.
Yeah, that's right. There were 2 great spinners during your era, Shane Warne and yourself. And when I look back at old rivalries, Kapil Dev and Imran Khan and Ian Botham and Richard Hadley confess that when they all played together in that era, they would keep checking each other's records out to see where they are. And there was a healthy rivalry amongst the 4 of them.
Not only Shane Warne, Anil also.
Yes.
One of the best spinners when I playing. Then we had Saklain Mushtaq, he couldn't play many. And Mushtaq Ahmed.
Yes.
We had 4 or 5 great spinners, not only Shane. Anil is Anil also taken 660 test wickets.
Correct.
It's not easy to get.
Sure.
Right, 40 short of Shane and 140 or such a short of me.
Yeah.
So that means, so I think we had a great spinners at that era.
Yeah. Did you have any rivalry in your mind with Shane Warne or even Anil Kumble and Sakleen, as you mentioned?
No, because we didn't have any rivalry, because it's basically media was they want to get attention of this rivalry, because he was trying hard to get wickets and win matches for Australia. I was trying hard my way. Anil is trying in different ways.
Yeah.
So we all try hard, and end of the day, I thought whoever going to play for long will have the record.
Yes.
Because that's in that way I was younger than those two guys.
Yes. Okay.
So I had the more opportunity than them.
But you didn't really look into their records and see where they were or what they were, what their number was versus where your number was.
No,
in terms
not
of
really,
wickets.
because when I reach there, then I want to pass it.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
I mean, you've had a tremendous record across international cricket year after year after year. You know, most cricketers tend to have bad years and good years, and there tends to be fluctuations. Would I be right in saying, if I look at your record, that there weren't really any bad years per se in terms of your performance, and there's been a consistent performance year on year on year? Would you look at any specific year as a bad year for you?
See, when I started, first 5-6 years, not great as what I thought, because played few matches, not many, because till 91 to 92 my debut test, and till I would say 1998, maybe 97, only I got the 100 wicket, 97, because against in New Zealand. So first 6 or 7 years, and played only about 20-25 matches, because on and off, because we didn't get many matches. So those years will be a dull years. Maybe good for me for taking 15 wickets in a year. It's not good enough, because you played only 2-3 games.
Yeah, but then
Right,
as long as
okay.
your average per game is good.
Let's say anyway, it's not good enough, because you have to take about 40-50 wickets to make sure that you had a good season.
Sure.
Right, for a year. So then from 97 onwards to 2009, I had great years. That 10 years, I got close to 700 wickets. Nearly about 90 wickets a year. So those years are wonderful years of mine. So first, then in the end, 2010, I didn't have not a great, because I went to Indian tour, maybe 3 test match, I got only about 12-13 wickets. So I said,
2 wickets below what you normally would.
yeah, but thing is not 2 wickets below, but the problem is they scored heavily.
Yes.
So average was 45 runs for wickets or something. That's also important. No,
Yes,
when I career is about 20 and 45. So I didn't have a great year. Then I thought, when I once retired, I thought the time has come.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Still a little bit more longer to go before we get to your retirement in the discussion. The next question is, related to the Australians again. Seems to be a lot of admiration amongst the Australian players for who you are.
See, sometimes I win the battle, but most of the times they played really well, because Matthew Wade in some matches he smashed everyone, and Asi played really well. So these are the players I saw, the greatest players played for that era.
Yes.
It's not easy. For they must be thinking, I'm difficult. I also think they're also difficult players to get them out.
Yeah.
So it's a battle between us, because no friendship. We are very good friends when you played for Chennai. But still, we battle it out in the middle. So I think most of the time, I think they got the upper hand on me, because of the team. Not only one you have to take about 5-6 batsmen.
Yeah.
The calibers, Matthew Wade, Lanka, then you have Martin, then you came with Ricky Ponting, Clark, Simons, Hussey. So it's a batting order that you never want to bowl.
Yes.
Because that dangerous side, whether it's spin or fast bowling, I would say in those careers, because only time, I think India beat once in India, I couldn't remember, and Sri Lanka beat Australia in 2000.
Yes.
in the series. Other than that, nobody has beaten them anywhere in the world. They were beating everyone. And in the 2005 Ashes, they lost. That's all.
But there's a very interesting line there where Matthew Hayden says that in his entire memory, the one bowler whom they had the maximum discussion around was Muttiah Muralitharan.
Would have been, because I was taking most of the wicket for Sri Lanka, so they would have been discussing a lot.
Yes.
And where to play and everything. So definitely would have been, but I think still they played well.
So, you know, there have been great tributes about you from your captains. Of course, we've seen what Ranatunga has done on the field for your team and backed you up, and you said that gave everybody the confidence, and that's one of the big contributory reasons to you winning the World Cup in '96, which is an amazing testimony to the strength of that captain. But there have been other great captains who you played under as well. And tell us about these captains. I mean, obviously they think so highly of you. You've performed brilliantly for them in their teams. But what is your, how do you see the captains in terms of what their strengths were and what perhaps their weaknesses might have been?
See, Arjuna, of course, when I was young, he was the captain. Aravind, the captain, one test match. I was just at the reserve. So Arjuna, in May, first 10 years of my career, Arjuna was the captain. So I learnt a lot from him, and I couldn't give much to him because only I can do is bowl for him in the middle. That's all matter, because they had a lot of senior players, they have better advisors what to do and not, because we were learning the game at the time.
Yes.
So when Sanath took over, then we became a little bit senior players over a 10-year period. Myself, Mayala, Sangha just joined. Mayala was playing for 97. Earlier, Mayala started, then Sangha. Then Mavan was there. And Sanath is, I will say, very, very lucky captain. He is lucky charm because whatever he does turn into goal.
Oh, great.
Right? So for Sanath, everyone has to advise a little bit here and there. So Mayala was, and Sangha was there, Mayala was there, and giving a lot of advice what to do and what not to do. So he listened and took, because so Sanath is won't decide on Okan. I would say he won't able to make a decision on own and go back, but he will consider the other people and think what is the right to do.
Yeah.
So he did that. He was very successful.
Great.
Then I would say Mavan captained, and unfortunately Mavan got a back injury and he has to pull away because Mayala had a better brain. I'm not saying Mavan is bad, but Mavan couldn't come into the team at a stage that he had a very, very back injury on 2006, I can remember, 2006 or something, 2005, 2006, Mavan captain only 1.5 years, then gave it back to, both thought, gave it to Mayala. So Mayala is, when he joined the team, I know him and Sangha and Mayala both came. We were together all the time because he's quite younger than me, 5 and 6, but we have been great friends and we're going out and everything we're doing together. So Mayala had a better brain than most of the cricketers because he wants to win everything.
Yes.
And he wants, he's a decision maker, and he asks sometimes and he makes a decision. So he has a good field settings and everything, he tries hard, and he had a great team as well. Because always captains has to have a great team. Sanath had a great team. Arjuna build up a team.
Yeah.
That's the difference between others, and Sanath had a great team. Then Mayala thought his times are finishing. He didn't want to captain you, but then Sangha took over. Sangha also same. 2 years he captained World Cup, and he thought, so those are the people who captain. Then before I retire, I played under Dhoni a bit in Chennai. I think he's very quite good captain. He gives the feel what you want to do and you do it. And if it goes wrong, and says, can we do this? And he sets it up and we bowl for him. And he's a decision maker, like Mayala.
Interesting,
right?
yeah.
Right. So those are successful captains, all been successful. Even Sangha has been successful because we all reached 2 World Cups and couldn't
Yes.
finish it. But for a country like us to do is amazing. So these are different people and different knowledge they have and different way they conduct themselves and different way, because for me it is in the end part, like when I come to some Chat-athon ones, I am contributing things for them also, because as a senior player, because before I not, because we were learning, and I knew some things, and I also say sometimes they take it, sometimes it doesn't. So sometimes, see, everyone take a gamble as a captain. Because you have to have a gamble. Everything, whatever do, it won't go right.
Correct.
So,
so who was the biggest gambler?
I would say Murali will gamble a lot.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Murali knows what to do in things, and he knows who is the best person to that time.
Yes.
Sometimes I used to fight with them also, take the ball and bowl, right? So why not giving me a chance to bowl? And these things happens when you fight.
Of course,
means,
of course.
And
your passion is the
passion
reason.
is there,
absolutely.
and we want to win. So long way I had a great career in 20 years. I would say we won many test matches, many one-day tournaments. We were one of the best sides in the world, because we were not a pushover side.
Yes, of course.
So we could beat any side, any time, not
day.
like on one day, even continuously we can beat them.
Yes.
So we had great players. If you say the statistics of those players, amazing players.
Yes.
They all scored high 1,000 run, 10,000 run, 12,000, somehow even greater than what you think. See, 2 players are outstanding players. I would say in Sri Lankan cricket, I have seen very outstanding. Aravind is outstanding player. But if you put Aravind this era, he will score 15,000 test runs. But the error was there. He played, he's distracted.
Yes.
By getting only few matches, 7, 8 matches, he's not bothered about. When he wants to play well. When he wants, he just relaxes. So that kind of a personality he was. So if you could see in 2096 World Cup, he wants to really do well. He just put his paddle and goes like accelerate and got 500 runs, hundreds. And
was there anything specific the captain did to him to give him that charge? I mean,
no, Arjuna know how to handle Aravinda.
Yeah, okay.
But not many people can handle Aravinda. Arjuna and Aravinda known, they play together. Arjuna is more senior than him, so they knew. So that's why I said he had the talent to achieve so much of things.
Yes.
But the heart was not there.
Yeah.
He wants way he wants. He doesn't bother about anything, and at the time he wants to win something and go off and everything. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, but in that way, Murali is very talented, and he puts hard, and he got what he wants. And Sangha same. Sangha, Murali Sangha this, and other person is Sanath had a natural talent, because he would be one of the greatest all-rounders we ever produced. Got 300 one-day wickets and 12,000 runs. You can see the amount of volumes. So I would say for Sri Lanka, Arjuna, Aravinda, Murali, Sangha and Sanath, 5 major cricketers have helped this country to bring to up. Others gave a support role. And Vas.
Yes.
I couldn't remember Vas also, very good Vas. These 6 cricketers.
You and Vas had a great...
Vas never captain, whenever captain we are talking about, they never captain.
Yes.
So these captains, and they were playing well and everything. These guys were, I would put in best 6 players. And then out of that, I will put Murali and Sangha top of the range, because they are performance-wise, they are delivered more than others.
Yes. You know, so what is also remarkable in what Kumar and Murali and Sangha said there, that last test match, in a sense, you were also a gambler there, because you were actually saying, enough, I have 3 test matches to play in this series, but I'm only going to play 1. And if I get that 8 wickets, I get that 8 wickets, otherwise I'm quite happy. I mean, for a person who's at 792, was it that you were inside, you were very confident that you were going to get to 800, or was it that you were saying, no, my time has come? What told you your time has come and that it had to be that test that you had to end it? I mean, what was that?
No, two reasons happened.
Yeah.
That's inside reasons, right? And one was in almost 2009, 10, when we played in South Africa, Champions Trophy. We played one match in South Africa, we won. We lost to England badly. And third match, they said they kept me out. So Mendes was bowling well,
yeah,
but they wanted to go more spin and they take much. So that means I thought they are losing confidence on me.
Yeah.
See, so they're all friends, but I didn't have disheartened or anything. Okay, if you think another person you can do a better job than me, he should be playing. So I didn't think, okay, fine, played. Then what happened in Asia Cup, 2010 year, first match we played against Pakistan, we won because Afridi was smashing 98 or something, and I got his wicket also to win the match.
Yeah.
And then we played against Bangladesh, I got 2 for 30 or something, about 10 runs. Then against India, we all through to the finals. And against India, they said, can you rest because we give some youngsters a chance? Okay, fine. It's not an important match. We are through now. So they played Suraj Randeep and Rangan, I think, 2 bowlers. And I think Maruf got 5 wickets in then, and we won. We won the match. In the finals, before the day, they said, I'm not playing. So then I asked why. What's the reason? Because you told me to rest. And now we are saying, no, because it's a green wicket. I said, green wicket or any wicket, anywhere in the world, I bowled. And I was the first choice. So now you are saying, rest me, and didn't give opportunity to play the match. And you are saying you want to play the other one. Then I said, okay, then left it like that. Then okay, I prepared myself. Then I decided enough is enough. Now the time has come to go, because coaches, at the time Kumar was captain, and the selectors not believing on me. Then in the morning they came and said to me, okay, fine, we decided that you play. But I played, we lost.
Yeah.
I bowled about 10 overs for 40 runs or something, 1 wicket or something. I can't remember that. Then they had an Asia Cup after that. I said, no. They want to pick the squad. Then I wrote a letter to the selectors and said, I'm not available for Asia Cup. So you can pick anyone because I'm taking a break. So I went back to Malaysia and I had enjoyed with my family, and I thought now enough is enough. Played 20 years, nothing more to realize. And Test cricket, of course, I'm taking plenty of wickets. They want me every time. So one day cricket they didn't want at the time. And I thought it's the respect test that when I played in my career, then I thought, okay, they all wanted me to first and give the ball, and that's the way I played.
Yes.
So I don't want to be a third fiddle sitting in. Some matches you play, some matches in there. It's pointless, because let him give, I was 36 years old, and let him give a younger guy an opportunity.
Yes.
Rather than I'm blocking because of Murali, they play me.
Yeah.
No, not for the name, because if you think confident that you can play him as a player, that means team believes that he can make a difference for the team.
Yes.
Then you play, not because of the name. Sake of name, you're playing, no point.
Yeah.
It's not worth for me, either them. Nothing me to achieve also.
Yeah.
Right? I have got the world record at the time. One day I was wicket taker, everything I want to reach, won the World Cup, everything.
Correct.
Then I ambition, I wanted to win one more World Cup, 2011. I said, okay, fine. If we are not there, this is in 2010. Yes. So then came back and said, then I had a series with India.
Yes.
the Asia Cup plus then 3 test matches. So then I came back to this and said, thank you very much. If you wish to give one match, I play against India. Otherwise, if you don't think that I'm not good enough to play the test match, I'll announce my retirement. Without playing, I'll go. Then only they pleaded me to play and for long and everything, but I made up my decision. And I thought, maybe whether now 792 or 800, it's a magic, just a number.
Yes, interesting.
End of the day, it is a number.
Okay.
So I know 700 Shane achieved more, but 800 is nobody has achieved.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter. It's a number. End of the day, it is not about your record and about how good your person and how you played your game.
That's already proven.
No, how you played, way of playing,
yes.
rather than thinking winning of the team, thinking about the future of the team, not think everything.
Yes.
Not only think only one way about you. The future also you have to set it up, because once you go 36, what happened to West Indies?
Yeah.
Great players went and they struggled.
Yeah.
Like that, they didn't allow other players to come in. So we have to nurture them also to come back and play way we are. So I thought, okay, fine. That's why I announced retirement. I thought that's enough.
So 2011, the World Cup that you mentioned, you guys played brilliantly. In fact, I think sitting in Wankhede Stadium myself, I remember you had made 240 something and it looked like a really good score.
280.
280, sorry. And it looked like a really good score, and everybody thought even in Sri Lanka that you would win. And I do remember that when you lost, there was a lot of rumors in Sri Lanka saying that it was lost due to instructions. That instructions came that Sri Lanka should lose. Obviously, that's not true, right? I mean, you lost because
No, 2011 World Cup we were the second best side. India was the first best side, if you take the tournament. But we had the opportunity to win in the final, because two things happened. I got injured in the semi-finals. I tore my groin, and Angelo Matthews completely injured. He couldn't play. So there's a big miss. Angelo was performing well. Myself I was the highest wicket taker. And then we beat people with the spin. And then batting wise, Sangha, Dilshan and Upul Taranga was batting, and Mayala also batting. All batting was clicked, but the middle order didn't click.
Yes.
So we had a gap, but Angelo was doing in the middle order, so he vanished.
Yes.
So it had a lot of changes has to be done. So the selectors made the changes and put rather than a regular team, another team came and played. 3-4 changes, it happened. See, in my mind, because at the time, because of there were not enough batting strength, people were scared to chase. Even the senior batters, even the selectors thought, we'll bat first and put us at here. But in my mind, I told them also this is my view. My view was bat second, not bat first, because we played a game before against New Zealand. We lost the toss and New Zealand put us in. We batted, I think we won over it. 280 we scored. Only match in Wankhede, that whole tournament, we only have to play against New Zealand.
Yeah.
We played 280 or we got scored. Fortunately, I think I took 4 or 5 wickets in the match. Before 20 or so over, they were 7 down.
Wow, okay.
About 60 odd. But still to get the other 3 wickets, they scored about 120 runs because dew came. Ball got soaking wet, but she won. So I reminded them, it was soaking wet. Whatever we score, even 300, India will score back, because previously I didn't tour to India, and whoever chased won, right?
Yes.
Because of dew factor.
Yes.
Because even 320 chased, right? The ball also bowling, struggling with the ball. Then I said, it could happen, but Sangha said at the time, Match referee has promised they're going to spray something. Dew won't come.
But the dew came.
15 overs, ball was soaking wet. First 2 wickets we got Sehwag, and then even Malinga couldn't do anything when ball is wet. We were bowling, it's not spinning, it's going like but we don't take any credit of India. India played really well, they are the best team. But we had an opportunity if we'd have bat second.
Yes.
So I think it's a miscalculation by our team rather than not match fixing or our miscalculation.
Interesting. That's a very, very good clarification, and I'm sure it will be very useful for many people who think that actually there were some instructions given for Sri Lanka to lose the match.
It's all about people got injured.
Yes.
Then we have to tame that the selectors took the decision. We all felt right decision at the time because Angelo couldn't play.
Yeah.
Then the decision to lost also because Angelo was not there. They wanted to bat. They were scared to bat because batting strength is less to chase. So I said, even though we can chase, because of when the ball gets, it's like it's playing in a cement. It's easy to play.
Now, after your cricket, you've shown courage as a cricketer. I mean, I still feel when I look at all of those events when you were called for throwing, etc., you exhibited a strong amount of courage and self-belief. And your passion has carried you right up to the end in terms of your cricketing career, and you had passion throughout. You finished your cricketing career and now you're showing compassion by being involved with Foundation of Goodness. Can you tell us about this new innings with Foundation of Goodness? Already in the last few years, you've done a lot of work in terms of the Harmony Cup, in terms of work, immediately after the tsunami with Kushil. So tell us more about Foundation of Goodness and, the message you might have for people related to supporting Foundation of Goodness.
Yeah, Foundation of Goodness, you must be knowing only now because it started in 2000. It's about almost 17 years now. When I was playing also, myself and Kushil was. We started as first Muralitharan Gunasekara Foundation. We thought we don't have to put a name, we don't need any fame. Then Kushil changed the name to Foundation of Goodness. Then on all, we did small things. Then tsunami came, we went to bigger things. We built 1,000 houses for people there. We put infrastructure for employments, self-employments, and also Central of Excellence. We do about 80 to 90 sectors. So give people opportunity, cricket-wise, sports-wise, then beauty salons, how to conduct, and education, computer, English, and also diving school, everything we have. So it's about 80-90 sectors are there because I can't even remember the sectors we have. The annual budget is about more than $1.5 million to $2 million. We have to fund it. It is 40% is self-sufficient because we have teaching computers, students, and we do BPO.
And Kumar and Mahela and Kumar
they
also been
all
supporting.
trustees now, right? Yes. So we start with they all been trustees. Then a lot of people, business people also there. They are also trustees and they also help a lot. And 60% collected all over the world, but 40% then we do spices to Tesco, and from that we get income, and that comes into that. And then we have ground, we have teams. Nearly about 800 teams comes from abroad. So they fund as well, and they play cricket games with all over the world. They come and do that. From that also we fund to the foundation. So it's about 60% recipients and 40%. Kushil is the main man. So without him, it won't be happening at all because our thing is to make sure fund it. Myself, Sangha is involved now. Mayala is involved now. Then person called is a businessman, Ashan Mallasekara. He is totally inside. We think we can be the next Kushil. Take over. Somebody after Kushil also have to do this work. So we help about 25,000 to 50,000 families a year. So we have sectors in north, so many things we do. So it's countless. It's like a mini government. So we have a budget, we do. We try to help. My philosophy is when I met Kushil is a very honest man and he's little bit does charity. He has given his ancestors place to the foundation.
Yes.
So like that, so he is genuinely want to help people from his heart. So I want to help as well because I think today I am here because of people of Sri Lanka. They are in difficulties and whenever I had problems, they fully supported me. So I have to give back to something. So way I can give back, this is the way I could give back to them. Whatever way I could give back, this is the way I thought to help them, needy people. So all Sri Lankan people, because we don't care which religion, which thing, which caste, we don't have. It's Sri Lankan, we'll help them. That's our policy and hopefully we want to keep doing.
So do you have goals like you keep in cricket? Have you kept goals for what you want to do in terms of your philanthropic activity?
See, when you're trying to help needy people, you can't have goals. It's endless. Governments has to help so many things they miss.
Yes.
So private NGOs like us try to fulfill the blank. So the gap is so wide.
Yeah.
So we can fulfill only little bit.
Yeah.
So there are more to fulfill. So if you ask me, if someone give me a budget of $1 billion, I can fulfill. With 1.5 million, you can't fulfill the need of the people because they are all poor. In Sri Lanka, ratio-wise, if you take 60% are, I think 60% are poor people. They need help from someone else. And 40% out of that rich will be about 5 to 6%. And middle class, upper middle class, other 30-35%. So there are 60% gap. So maybe a person's salary is 20,000 rupees is not enough these days.
Yeah.
If you're an Indian, if you go to 20,000 Sri Lankan rupees, if you go to a supermarket, you buy, we'll say 2 weeks good, not enough.
Yeah.
So hardly chicken become a luxury item for them.
Yeah.
Right? A cola become a luxury item. So for them it's affordable, it's vegetable, rice, dal, bread, that's it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately we got free education.
Yes.
So that's why they can educate their kid. So feeding is very hard. So that's the way the situation. This situation has to improve. So many NGOs, whatever they could do, they can't fill the gap. The government has to intervene and do something.
So, I mean, where do you see Sri Lanka going from here? You know, we are now in 2017. A lot of positives also in terms of economic growth, etc. How do you see the future for Sri Lanka as a country?
See, as a Tamil, or as a different ethnic, we've been in trouble for a long time because our houses have been burned in 77 and 83. Still my father has a cut in the behind in the riots time. So we were very young at the time, but still we lived here and we loved Sri Lanka as a Tamil. So we have faith on this country. So 30 years of war has put us down so badly back. This 30 years war has hurted every religion, even Muslims, even Hindus, even Catholics, even Buddhists. Every race it has hurted in different ways. So I think personally, it's my opinion only, I think this is a golden era of Sri Lankan history going to be. How you take it, how you lead it, rather than putting blame on other people, blame what past happened is happened. Think forward for the future and get together and rebuild the country. This is a small country. If you go, I've been in India for every time. It's a drop of an ocean as Sri Lanka. India has more than 1 billion of people. We have only 20-24 million. If we can't make this unity with the, we have the best situated in the world, central of the world.
Correct.
We have a lot of resources. Think the brain and use it, and we can put this country into a better position. And moaning about what happened is happened. You can't moan about past. What do you think now and what is the future? Work towards, and this country will blossom. I have been in the war times, I have been into those places. Not many cricketers when I went to UN and to give help them in so many ways. And I know how they suffered. No electricity for 20 years. Can't see a TV. People didn't know what is TV, the younger generation.
Wow.
Didn't know cricket. We supplied the 60 cement wickets, those areas. We encourage them now playing Murali Cup in North, because encourages these youngsters to come into real life. This is real life in Colombo. So they affected, we affected from this side south. So many soldiers died. So many innocent Tamil people died. So people are with the hatred. So I think, don't talk about the past. Past has happened, both communities has done wrong things. You can't pinpoint this guy did wrong, that guy did wrong, it does not matter. It's gone.
Do you see yourself as a future leader for the country?
No, I am not going to be in politics. By my identity is a cricketer, and also I want to be like very honest person to be. Politics, I know it's very hard to be honest. So I can't be a politician. Never in my life. I don't even think about my dreams even. Not even interested. Because you don't have to be a politician to do good things.
Yes.
What we doing as a foundation, what politicians can't do, I have done it. If you take history of these politicians, maybe 90% what I have done and Kushil has done, not even 2% they would have done. So why do you want to be a politician? Huh?
Good question. Good question. Now, you know, there was something interesting I heard about you. That in today's day and age, you don't even want to keep a smartphone with you. That you still have a mobile phone where you make calls and you take calls. You don't do any apps, you don't do any texting, you don't do any emails, you don't do... And I'm also hearing that you've started a $65 million business here without ever going through the email or a smartphone or any high-tech technology. I mean, that's quite an interesting thing to... What's your philosophy around it? Why this dislike for the new technologies that are coming in the world?
One, I don't understand. Honestly speaking, what is a smartphone? Smartphone can hurt you as well, I think, in my way, because constantly you are taking things, messages, keep on messaging, your time is gone.
Yeah.
You are in, once you go into, like, you know, in a Facebook, I see people, they admire the Facebook.
Yes.
What they eat, what they drink, everything in the Facebook. I don't think you don't have to tell anyone what you eat, what you do, what you do. You have a routine, you go through that.
Yes.
So smartphone will kill you because you won't be able to do your priorities. Doesn't come first. For smartphone, the Facebook will come first, the priority will go back. So that one reason. Email, of course, it's good for businesses, good for cricketers, everything. I use emails, but I don't reply. Right? Because somebody wants to send an email and send a message, then I call and sort out the problem.
Yeah.
If I want to send something, document, I will tell my secretary to send the mail. Right? I don't take time, I will say this is the way it is, I am okay with that. So I think hearing you from other side, you make a quick decision.
Yeah.
Mails goes to junk box because keep on adding you are busy and other things, you forget. Sometimes a very important thing could miss you.
Yeah.
But call, you know, you called him,
Yeah.
he knows that he received the message and he is going to take the action on that. So you need a call, ideally a text message. It's whether if you can't get hold of it, text message, then you call, can you call me back or something. That's only two things most important in life, to make a deal or make a conversation with another person who is far away.
That's interesting.
It's my opinion, maybe wrong, I'm wrong, but it's very successful for me.
And yeah, that's very interesting. You know, last question, but important question. You now married to an Indian. You have children there. I'm told that your son vacillates between being interested in cricket and not being interested in cricket. Couple of years he was interested, then he said, I want to play football. Then after that he came back and he started playing cricket again. If he does take sport, do you think he'll play for India or do you think he'll play for Sri Lanka?
It's a good question. That is his choice, not my choice, because he's born in India.
Yes.
So he's a Sri Lankan at the moment.
He is, okay.
Yeah, he's Sri Lankan passport.
Oh,
Everything.
is it? Okay,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
But we got dual citizen, like, you know, OCI,
Okay.
overseas citizen of India. So we all got. So he has the choice that if he become a great player, and he can choose, because whether he want to go there and start his career or because it's all his life.
Yes.
It's not my life.
So
I have lived my life. We will let him live his life.
So I can imagine a billion Indians praying that and hoping that he actually chooses India if he tends to be a cricketer, and especially if he's going to be a spin bowler, because having a Muttiah Muralitharan in any cricket team will be pure genius for the team.
I think billion won't be praying, because there will be billion will be thinking their sons will be playing for India.
Thank you so much, Muttiah Muralitharan. Thank you so much for an absolutely engaging, insightful, and a truly learning interview, because I think a lot of people would have learned a lot and understood a lot more about things that happened during your entire career. Thank you so much for your valuable time. Thanks for being at Chat-athon.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks.